Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream today. We are here tonight to watch tonight's episode of Big Brother 27, the Eviction episode. We're going to see a blockbuster competition, which we have seen a preview of, by the way. Talk about that. And then we'll see what happens with the eviction. No serious update from today. I mean, since we're here a little early, just slightly. First thing you should do is, if you haven't already, go to TaranArmstrong.com and pre-order my book about Big Brother. Second thing you should do is check out the Patreon if you're interested in any of the Genius content. Third thing you should do, get your stock watch picks in if you haven't done that. Fourth thing you should do is listen to the small update from today. Basically, there was a last minute push to get Adrian out again. Morgan sort of went back on it again. Rachel had a conversation with Mickey because Mickey was saying, "Hey, I just want to be honest with you. I'm kind of thinking that we're probably going to vote on Amy." And Rachel made some very good points to Mickey that, quite frankly, Mickey should listen to, about how Adrian is a threat to win competitions in a way that Amy is not, that Amy is not a problem for Mickey in any way. And Mickey was saying, well, I don't think Adrian's coming for me. And Rachel said, he might not be coming for you now, but what about in the future when you're competing against him with your life on the line? You'd really rather have Adrian here than Amy? This is what happens every season, is that the women come in and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to take out all the big guys who are big competitors. And then they come in, well, but not that big guy, not that big competitor. And then they get themselves beat. She said Chelsea got lucky last year that Cam couldn't win any comps. Mickey said that Rachel made good points, but that even if they did flip, it wouldn't make a difference, which is true. At this point, it's kind of too late. If Rachel had made this case to Mickey like a couple days ago, might be a different story. But at the end of the day, Mickey's kind of locked in. They're all kind of locked in. A little bit too late to change the train. They could change their minds, but in order to make the vote work, they would need to do some significant work to flip some votes, and I just don't think they have time to do that. But Rachel did try. Or sorry, not Rachel, Morgan. Rachel also tried, but Morgan did try. She made a couple more pitches, but as I said, just a bit too late on this one. So as of right now, yes, it looks like Amy is still leaving if she does not win the blockbuster competition, which brings me to the blockbuster competition. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. I wasn't planning to, but I can maybe pull it up quickly. close enough. This is the comp. You can kind of see it here. Big puzzle. One of the top comments is rigged for Adrian. Not gonna disagree. I mean, I might disagree with the rigged, but this feels very Adrian coded. Basically, as you just saw, the puzzle portion of it seems very easy. This is, I would say, we call it a puzzle. I'd say you might call this more a speed competition. This competition is primarily about speed with the chance of, like, if you're not careful, you could mess it up. So basically, what I'm saying is, in order for Adrian to lose, he will need to make a mistake. And it is a pretty easy puzzle. In order for somebody to beat Adrian, they will likely need to play it perfectly and hope that he makes a mistake. That is my prediction on the Blockbuster competition. Mac, thank you for the 3 months in advance. I mean, personally, I think it would be more interesting to have a top-down view of 3 static puzzles that you can watch people maneuver. I mean, this is what Survivor does all the time. People are stationary at a station and they try to put a puzzle together. And if we had a view of all 3 at the same time, we could see exactly who's doing what and who's close. And it would be more fair because you wouldn't be making the 40 and 50-year-olds run back and forth against a 22-year-old to grab these big pieces. I think it's a win-win-win all around. I think it's better to watch, and I think it's more fair, and I think it's more interesting. But hey, that's just me. Seeing a lot of love on TikTok. Man, I'm not on TikTok. Happy to hear it, though. I am live on YouTube and Twitch, by the way. We will make a prediction commercial by 5:12. Yes, no? Will we get a live HOH? No. No chance. It always confuses you when I say 5. Do I know how to watch Australian Survivor? I do not currently. What I will say is, I mentioned the Patreon earlier. You've likely heard me talk about it by now. I recently started a Patreon right before the season started because I was doing reaction videos to the Devil's Plan. Um, I plan to do the same for Australian Survivor. So if you want to watch me watch Australian Survivor versus the world with all the legends, check out the Patreon. The new one coming up. I think it's somebody said like August 17th or something. If you if you join the Patreon, you have access to everything I've done. Will I keep doing Genius Weekly? So let me just quickly, if it is the 17th, I'm on it. I just did episode 4, 5, 6, 7. How many Genius episodes are there? Season 1 had 12 episodes. So I will be slightly behind. What I might try to do is like speed up the Genius Watch if I can, and then try to finish the Genius by Australian Survivor, or maybe do both. Because Australian Survivor has like 3 episodes a week too, right? And they're also super long. So like keeping up with Australian Survivor will be a chore on its own for me. Oh, it is going to be a quicker season though. Well, we'll figure it out over on the Patreon for Australian Survivor. But I'm pumped about it. It'll be very fun to watch Survivor like that. I think it's a superior way of watching for everyone involved because you can actually see what's happening. I can pause, I can analyze. All right, we are about to start. There it is. That's where I am. Let you listen for a moment. There it is. It stands out more and more to me as we go through this season how unserious this show is. I mean, obviously we've talked about it so much, but I think especially with all of the other like reality shows that are like coming into prevalence, um coming into the spotlight, I should say, it just feels more and more outdated, the tone of it. I think it just, I mean, again, we've talked about it plenty, but like, it's what makes it so hard, I think, to A, find new audience members, but also like B, like enter the mainstream conversation. Leaving the podcaster speechless. Hey, unlock some big news. Oh, we're getting the whole intro again. The I think the thing with the music is that like it's just very jarring. But I think the second watch feels better than the first because I was more prepared for it. I think I might end up maybe preferring it. But first, best place to order the book is honestly wherever you prefer. You can get a signed copy from Catapult, the book Catapult. Link on my website, TaranArmstrong.com. But otherwise, it's all the same. Foxy, thank you for the 13th. Wait, did he think that we thought he wasn't amping up the emotions? I think I'm gone. The TikTok videos, the farting. Oof. On record in the episode blaming Rachel. Oh, here's the Catherine Lauren convo. Are there? Are you? Is there? Are they? This is a bad DR to air because her read is not correct. But I mean, to be fair to the show, there's not really a correct read. Like, if they're trying to give any structure to the game, it would all be inaccurate. Little does everyone know, Amy is barely a number for Rachel. Oh, this is a close one again. 5 seconds. And it's not a commercial. It's always Julie's speech at the end that kills it. Okay, next prediction. What should we do? There can't be much left before like the vote, the comp and the vote and everything. We have to do some amount of campaigning. But we do have two major pieces of Ashley drama. Ashley Rachel drama, I should say. Which is, yeah, cleaning or how many times have you played Big Brother? So I'm going to ask, do we get either one of those? Do we get either Rachel Ashley fight? Thank you, J. Keith. This specifically means the cleaning fight or The one I talked about on today's update, the how many times have you played Big Brother fight? And this is in the next segment. Prediction is on Twitch, yeah. YouTube, unfortunately, does not have that feature. If it's both, it counts. Just like the weird way that they've set up their episodes, which I doubt was intentional on their part, like gives so little time for one of the longest and most active periods of the week. All right, we're back. Amazon sent you a notification recommending the book? That's sick. Doesn't sound like she's setting up drama. Ava really took a bit of a back seat this week. I got chicken again. Chicken and rice. You're an athlete, and I love that about you. Genuinely. Oh, no, this isn't it. Hmm. Unless that strong player is Adrian. Oh, I forgot about the heavy hitters meeting. Of course, they're going to show that. I gotta say, I also love that Rachel is not afraid to make a fool of herself in the DR. So many players hedge because they don't want to look wrong. Rachel's like, not gonna happen. Not on my watch. These fools. I mean, she said the "you're gonna get beheaded" line when the votes weren't even for sure there. That's a level of commitment that other players do not have. No, we did not get the fight. um, yeah, it sounded like they were gonna do the blockbuster next. Who wins blockbuster? Adrian, Amy, Will. That is the prediction. Who will win? If you missed the start of the stream, as of right now, what it should be is Adrian winning means Amy leaves. Amy winning means Adrian leaves, and Will winning means Amy leaves. But there is a small chance that Amy winning could lead to Will leaving. Not very likely. Not impossible. So, yes, if Amy doesn't win, it should just be cleanly her. Am I hoping for any outcome? I think there's pros and cons to every outcome. Like, Amy winning leads to the most exciting vote, but Amy winning also leads to Amy staying and probably being a perpetual pawn. We're back. All right, here we go. The concept is simple. Isn't the whole thing simple? Are we really getting an explanation? All right, here they go. Adrian already miles ahead of the others. Why are they bringing one piece at a time? I guess it's actually kind of working for Amy. No, not really. He's still ahead. He just didn't have to spend as much time going back and forth. Will's kind of cooking, though. If this were just straight up put the puzzle together, I think Will would win it. But he has so many pieces left back there, it's going to take him longer. Why did Julie crush these people? All right, Adrian's now about to finish it. I take back what I said about Will also. He's failing now. Nobody's even close. This is easily Adrian. And oh, he has it wrong. No, he has to swap it. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it. There it goes. Yeah, that wasn't particularly close. The companion show. They keep showing these two photos side by side, and they just don't match. All right. Adrian wins the blockbuster. Next prediction will be vote count. There are 16 players. There are 4 people not voting. That means there's 12 votes. No, sorry. 13 votes. Because one person just came off the block. So you have, let's go like 13-0 Amy. Person named is the person voted out. 12-1 Amy. 11-2 Amy. 10-3 Amy. 9-4 Amy. 8-5 Amy. 7-6 Amy. Will is voted out. This is the prediction. A bunch of options for Amy to be voted out, or you can guess that Will gets voted out. What's my prediction? Well, I'll wait for the prediction to run through. I don't want to influence the guesses. Say, Jay, thank you for the 6 month. Not that I'm likely going to be that, right? Um, but we can try to guess. I mean, we know that it's Amy. The question is, how many sympathy votes does she get, basically? You have to imagine that she gets at least one. Hard to see Rachel not voting Amy. Then you have to question Ashley. What will Ashley do? Who knows? Apart from that, it's really like, yeah, maybe like some rogue votes. Ten-three, Rachel, Ashley, and a rogue. Was there a less exciting AI Arena last season than the one we just watched? Because I feel like it's probably the least exciting one I've seen. I feel like there was maybe one where Tucker played, like maybe Tucker v Lisa v Angela. That was also the puzzle one, though, wasn't it? So it was the same one. Welp. He made it exciting by saying, I like puzzles, but other than that, you know. Oh, that's wrong then. What is that? Oh, that's the poll. You can tell from the response that they're all just like, well, that's it then. Wow, this is really boring. Whew. She was about to say great wife. What? I'm so taken aback. Where did that come from? I don't even think I can sound clip that. That looks unanimous. Morgan, you're killing the mood here. Rachel just knows this show, even though she did do shoutouts. At least Rachel came in sad, and her shoutouts were sad. And then Riley comes in and he's like, "I sadly vote to evict Amy." And it's like, "You're not sad. Don't say you're sad. You should be cheering like Morgan was because you were on the right side of this." Another burger boy. I can hear the talking in her ear. All right. Looking pretty likely that 13-0 Amy will take the win here, which would be a huge, huge upset. Only 4% went unanimous. But we'll see. Ashley could still mess it up. Make it 12-1. The thing about Julie, what Julie said is that, like, what prompted her to think to say that? Like, not just the lemon drop of it all, but even if it had just been like anything. Guy shouts out his wife, and your thought is, what about me? Just feels weird. Maybe she's just really used to being complimented in speeches and votes. So it was on her mind. Bit of a dud night overall, though, I will say. I mean, a necessary one, theoretically. But I think it was this time last week that Rob was asking, like, who would be an exciting HOH? And to be fair, I did not say this, but I believe the popular answer was Jimmy. And I fully believe that Jimmy has failed us. Jimmy left us with Will and Amy on the block at the end of the week. And I can say this, like, both strategically and as a character. I don't think it was good for his game, and it wasn't good TV. We're back. Ashley evicts Amy. Looking real good for unanimous right now. Kind of wild to start this vote with Rachel. Because when Rachel votes to evict Amy, like, even the casual audience knows it's done, right? Granted, they kind of knew it was done from all the stuff before, too. I've said it before. I really think we need to do away with the live vote. We're doing pulchritudinous again. I feel like if you're going to be using words like pulchritudinous, you need to be coming up with new words every time. Hi, Vince. he's he's so used to parroting and mirroring other people that he literally said hi, Vince to Julie. It's so in character for him. Oh my god, how many votes are there? Jeez. All right, that's it. That's it. her, her headphone. I don't know if she got the most expensive earphones money can buy, because that's bleeding audio bad. More hugging. Yeah. Now, if Amy was one to make good TV, on her way out, she would say, "And guess what? I was the accomplice." And then walk out the door. But I'm willing to bet that instead she's just going to hug people and tell them that she loves them. That's right now. Oh, hello. There we go. She threw some stuff out there. I'll take that. She said, "Get Jimmy out. He's a snake and a liar." Would have been a lot more fun if she had done that as soon as she was voted out instead of all the hugging, but you know, it was something. Oh my God. Amy, you weren't nominated because of Rachel. We are getting goodbye messages at least. Thanks, Vince. Thanks a lot. Oh, 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 oh. Catherine with the anti-women message. This is why they're showing the goodbye messages. I actually liked that. I liked the mastermind showing up. I thought that was fun. That was so awkward. Hey, there they are. Oh my God, it's lingering on them for too long. There we go. All right. It does, in fact, go to the unanimous voters. 4%. This is going to be a massive return. 13-0 Amy. What should the prediction be? We're definitely not getting HOH. There's no more DRs. Do they announce their guest? Do they announce the identity of their guest for tomorrow's show? Theoretically, if there's no guest and they tell us that there's no guest, I would count that. If they specifically say, in our first episode, it's just going to be the two of us, no guests, then I'll count that as a yes. They've already hinted that there's a guest. Okay. So there's very likely a guest anyway. Wandering, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. So I'm going to need the identity, not just that there is a guest, but the identity of the guest. All right, here we go. Derek and Taylor. she knew he would say that. But who? Okay, here we go. Hint. Live TV, think on the fly. Able to adapt on the fly. Somebody who flies? Jeff Goldblum? Well, we're doing the whole like this week on Big Brother thing again. David Cornsweet. Nathan Fielder. The clue on the screen did have the cape, the Superman cape, which also implies fly. Derek stared at me the whole time. He just followed the camera. I didn't like it. All right. They did not announce the identity of the guest. Pretty clearly, they were hinting at it. They dropped many hints, but they did not reveal the identity of their mysterious guest. Listen, you one betters. We know what we're talking about here. Very clearly, they were teasing a mystery guest that they did not identify. It's a no. Um, Honestly, I'm more excited for tomorrow night's episode than I think this episode was. Like, I feel like tomorrow night's episode might be better than this one was. Because this one was a bit of a dud. I just really feel like we need to take a serious look at the live voting situation because we just spent so much time watching them so slowly come in one after another. Every single one of them voted the same. Amy's closest ally was the first person to vote, didn't even vote for Amy to stay. Every single one of them given a billion shout outs. Um, and then, on top of that, like Amy taking 5 years to leave was not great. And the lack of strategizing before the vote was not great. And the pretty mundane competition was not great. But the voting is something that is consistently not interesting. Even when we know, even when we don't know the outcome of the vote. Because, like, what you might have said previously was, well, you don't like the live vote because you already know the outcome. That's why it's not interesting to you. If you didn't know the outcome, the live vote would be much more exciting. But I think the AI arena proved that that's not actually the case. Because now we are in scenarios, sometimes at least, where we don't know what the vote is prior to the live voting. And it's still boring. It's still not exciting to have like one person come in and be like, "Oh, they went a different way than I thought they would." I guess that means that maybe it's going this way. Like, it's just too slow paced to have any real impact, I think. Because you're just waiting for like the one or two key votes that matter. And that's if you know what it is. If you don't know what it is at all, then you're just kind of like, well, I don't know. I think that, like, very clearly, they should just have them quickly do their votes, like, through commercial break or something, and then read out the vote total, and then just tell us who voted afterward. Like Julie does on finale nights when she's like, for the record, these people voted this way. I think especially in this format where we're having the blockbuster competition and it's taking up so much time, and there's like, we basically have room for 2 segments of campaigning prior to the vote. It's just kind of like we're just spending way too much time on it. Like, I feel like we started the competition slash voting portion of the episode at like 20 minutes in. like before the halfway mark. It just takes too long. Especially when there's a commercial in between, especially when there's like 13 votes to go through. Um anyway, cool to see Taylor. Yeah, Taylor said that they film Unlocked. Will I guess essentially will be filming Unlocked tonight. Um, and then it will air tomorrow. Brendan is currently in chat BCC dragging Derek. Um, will the info be outdated? Well, basically, from what I imagine, is like they're gonna be like showing stuff from the week before, essentially. Sort of like the podcast we're about to do. It's the same. They're just about to do the same thing, only it airs a day later. So if you've ever watched the Eviction recap a day later, it's the same thing, ish, in terms of timing. Biscuits thing for the 30th. Alyssa being messy. What's going on? Um, did I see Xavier mention me as the unlocked guest on the BB Instagram? No. What does that mean? I feel like they were heavily hinting at something Superman related. That's my guess. Because they had the Superman cape. They mentioned Fly a lot. That's my only guess. You just said Taran. I mean, obviously, I would go on the show if they would have me, but like, they're they're not gonna have me. I mean, like, cause like here's the reality, right? Like them saying, "Oh, we're gonna have Big Brother expert TaranArmstrong on the show." That does nothing for casual viewers. That does nothing to attract. That people don't know who I am. I am on the podcast. I'll be heading over soon. Um. Anyway, thank you for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow night to watch Big Brother Unlocked. I will be here soon on the podcast if you come check it out. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Or just on the podcast, that too.